the same number each time. So it's like you're doing plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2 all the way across. It can't be like the example that we saw yesterday where it was like plus 3, plus 5, plus 7. That would not be considered an arithmetic sequence. That number is called the common difference. So the common difference is the number being added. And again, it has to be the same number every time. If you aren't able to figure that out, a lot of times you can just look and say, okay, well, it's adding 2. It's obvious. It won't always be obvious. So the common difference, you can take any term minus the previous term. So take any number in your list and subtract the one before it to find your common difference.
So if it's like how it was yesterday and how the number, the distance, that one example we had.
In the middle?
Yeah.
The second?
And it was like up by 2, but also the amount you're adding is up by 2 or whatever.
That's not arithmetic. Nope. Nope. So these first 6 examples, we're going to figure out if it's arithmetic. If it is, we're going to write down what the common difference is, and then we're going to list out the next 3 terms. So how am I going to get from 5 to 8? Adding 3. But let's check all the way across, because I might throw in a trick question where it's just like the last 2 doesn't add 3. So 5 plus 3 is 8. Plus 3 is 11, plus 3 is 14, plus 3 is in fact 17. So my common difference is 3. My next 3 terms, I start at 17. What would be after 17? 20, 23, and 26. I'm going to throw in something new. Something called the zero term. The zero term is the number that would come before the first term. So if 5 is my first term and I'm adding 3, what number would go before 5? 2, because 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 3 is 8. Right? So the zero term would be A0. That would be 2. Very good. All right, number 2. How do I get from 23 to 16? You're technically subtracting 7, so my common difference would be -7. But let's check all the way across. 16 minus 7 is 9. Minus 7, 2 minus 7 is -5. So my common difference is -7. So what would my zero term be?
30.
30. Yep. If I wanted to go previous to 23, it would be 30. Because 30 minus 7 is 23. Yep. What term comes after -5? -12. -19. -26. Very good. I want you to try numbers 3 and 4. All right, number 3. Is it arithmetic? No, it is not. So all you just need to put is no, and that's it. All right, number 4 is, yeah, what's it adding every time, or what's the common difference? -2. Good. Number 5. 2n. 2n minus 3. It's adding. We're subtracting 3 every time. Right. So Is there what would my next term be? 2n minus 12. 2n minus 15. What about 6? I'm adding n every time because 2n is literally just 2n plus 2. 2n plus. After that, I get 6n. And I get 8n. So my common difference is 2n. Then I would have 10n, 12n, 14n. Good. Yesterday, an equals 5 2. And I said, find the 20th term. You plugged a 20. Okay, I'm not giving you the formula. You're going to write the formula yourself. And so, arithmetic type of formula. And so, here's the most common. We'll talk about some variations of it in a little bit. A1 the first term plus D. What is D? Common difference. And then beside so it's A1 D and in parentheses n minus 1. For now, we will come back to it in a minute. We're going to start out by doing number 7. And in number 7, we're going to fill in for here and fill in for there. Basically, I have 2 numbers to fill in. And that's going to give you your formula. And then we will use Alright, so number 7, I basically have to have my A1 and my common difference. On number 7, what is my common difference? 4. So my formula, AN equals -5 minus 1. Because we're not finding the 24th term yet. All we're doing is that you distribute in like terms. So this would be -5 plus 4. And if I combine like terms, 9 plus 4. If you want to write it as 4n minus 9, that's okay. To not put the 4 in first. Okay. I'm going to use that formula to find A24. is negative 9 plus 4 times 24. And you can just type that in here. $87. That list is an 87. If I were a whole bunch of times, I would get 87. The question asks for the rule or the formula.
Okay.
If all I did was say find the 24th term, then sure. But there will be a lot of questions.
When you wrote the formula up top, how come it's not negative 4? Because you're subtracting. Oh wait, never mind.
Okay.
I got a question.
Yep.
Arithmetic thing.
If it's not an arithmetic, I'm going to ask you to do this.
Okay.
Now, let me show you something. I need everyone focusing, or you will be confused if you're not paying attention. This is something I actually figured out. I have A1 and then I have N minus. You could actually change that 1 you would have still got negative 9 plus 4n. I put A2 there as long as I did n minus 2. A3 as long as I did n minus 3. We could also do A0 A0 and then n minus 0. It's just n. If you prefer, and if it's this formula will keep you from the distributing and combining like terms. It's just a little bit quicker. You don't like always using A1. That's fine. There will be questions later on where if and that's all I give you. In previous times, you would have had to do a lot of work to figure out the first term. Now you have a tool this A1 plus D n minus a common formula. But those ones can be replaced with any number you want. It's much easier. So I'm going to show you number 8 this way. If you like the n minus 1, you put number 8. What is my common difference? Negative 9. So what would my 0 term be? 29. When I'm subtracting 9, the one before 20 would have to be a 29, because 29 I'm just going to make that note. So I can use the formula A0 my common difference. My common difference is negative 9 plus negative 9. Just minus 9. So if I can find my z quick in my head, I can save myself some time. On the test, the formula will be this one. But if you can remember how those kind of correlate, you might. I'm asked to find A15. So 29 minus 9 times 15. What is that? Negative 1. I want you to try number 9 by yourself and then check with your partner. Number 9. What is your common difference? So I'm going to do that. Plus D, but it's negative 3, so I'm going to do minus 3, which is negative 6 minus 3 plus 3, which is negative 3 minus 3n. And then the 38th is negative 3 minus 3 times 38. And what does that give? Are there any questions before we move on? Did anybody do?
It seems easier the first one we did.
All right, number 10. And I'm asking you to write the rule. Write the general formula. What are the two main numbers and just the regular one? The two main things that you need to plug in? A1 and common difference. Do I have A1?
Yeah.
Good. Do I have the common difference?
No.
From first to third term, you might could figure that out. The 24th term, that might be a little harder. So here's how you find the common difference. It's the same concept. You're going to subtract the big numbers. 3 minus negative 6. And on bottom, you're going to subtract equal numbers. 1 minus 3. That's negative 7. 1 minus 3. Negative 2.
I think that's so much easier. How'd you do it then?
I'm going to use the formula. N equals. I want you to write out the whole formula so you get used to it and D, n minus 1. What is A1? 3. N minus 1. And then I combine. And that's all it asks for. It says write a rule. Just the formula. So for those of you that are like, well, the Z would be 8. And you had 8 minus 5n. You could have also done if I wanted. Remember I told you you could replace the ones. I could replace minus 3. And guess what? I will get the same. What is A3? Negative 7. My common is 5. What's negative 7 and 15? Eight. The only reason I wanted to point that out and show you that we will see questions where it's going to be much, much easier if you remember that. I don't think and then forget about it. Of course, if you're given A1, why not use A1? But you could use any of them. Negative 17, 6, 1 minus 24 on bottom.
Yeah.
Negative 17 minus 6, negative 23, which is 1. So my formula what's A1? Combine negative 18 plus n, or you could write I want you to try numbers 12 and 13. So number 12, we got 4 for the common difference. Is that what you all got? Got plus 4n, or you could have wrote 4n. Number 13, a lot of you made some mistakes when you got to the common difference. This is minus negative is positive 49. So, and then you have the negative 7 on the bottom, so your common difference is negative 7. likely. And then your formula. I can't start with A1 because I don't have A1. 9 plus D, that in parentheses I put N minus 9. I have to go and figure out A1, which is a lot of work. I have to do that. A9 is negative 51. So negative 51 and N plus 63 equals 12 minus. Is that what you all got? All right, very good. All right, so if we label these A1, A2, A3, A4, difference would be 22 minus negative 2. 1 minus 5. Hold on. 24. 5. 24 divided by negative 4. Negative 6 every time. 16, 10, and 4.